Alright, so here we are on the way to Mackay Airport, about a 5 minute drive from home. So I'll be the shortest drive of the whole trip. It was also probably the coldest weather I had the whole trip. It's tiny little Mackay Airport, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's about as busy as it gets all day, I think. Thought I'd have a quick bite to eat, so I got a ham and cheese croissant to start. It was burnt, so I'd probably give it 2 berets out of 5. You're probably wondering what happened to my black eye. This happened on the weekend. Some big marshmallow forearmed me. Yeah, anyway, so got a big journey ahead of me. My first flight today was going to be out of Mackay Airport on the way to Brisbane. So I'll be heading south today on Virgin Australia. So it's pretty quiet in the morning there. It's still dark. But yeah, there was not too much exciting stuff happened on the way there. We just boarded in the plane. And that's the Ibis, so that became pretty important for the whole trip. The Chicken Bin Hotel. If you know from Australia, you know about these terrorized children's lunch boxes. I got an economy X seat as well, luckily, so it's nice way to start the trip. Some extra leg room. Just taken off from Mackay now. Beautiful sunrise. Beautiful clear skies. Flat top island out there. You see in my other videos, you would have seen I've been out there on the kayak. Link in the description. That's just me coming into Brisbane. There wasn't anything really that exciting that happened on the plane trip there. It's pretty quick. It's only about an hour and 10 minutes south. Beautiful clear skies in Brisbane. Very cool though. Very cool. Not warm at all. Not what people would think it to be. Yeah, so I was looking for my next flight there. It was down to Melbourne, BA318. So I think I about had an hour layover, so I was heading south again to Melbourne. So it's about 2 hours south. Yeah, I forgot my hydrolytes too. There's a one thing I wanted to bring and I forgot it. But luckily, they have a chemist at the airport, so I was able to get some because I don't know, I can't really travel or anything without them, especially if I'm drinking. I need them. Yeah, nice zesty drink.
Please take the time now to assess your carry-on bags using the scales provided at the gate.
Yeah, I know. And then I always see this line at Brisbane Airport for the women's bathroom. I always feel bad. You guys take forever to go to the bathroom, but it's probably one of the shortest lines of the whole trip. That's the Eagle that we were taking off in, the big bird. I don't really know much about planes. I saw Luke Hodge as well on the plane. He was sitting right at the front row, coming from Brisbane and Melbourne. So he's probably doing some work for the Brisbane Lions. It's taken off from Brisbane Airport. Yeah, so I saw Luke Hodge. He's massive too. He's way bigger than I thought he'd be. What you see on the TV is like not. I thought he's like a smaller player. That's the back of his head there. He's probably one of the toughest players in the modern era. Watch this. Bang, crack. Dirty dog. Yeah, anyway, this is landing in Melbourne. Typical Melbourne weather. And the good thing about the Melbourne airport is the international terminal's connected right to the domestic terminal, unlike Brisbane where you've got to catch like a bus or a taxi. So it's only a really short walk. But yeah, that's me eyeing in on the international airport. looking forward to the trip to come. I'd give Virgin Australia two Richard Branson's sex scandals out of five. Yes, this is my way onto the international terminal too. Yeah, it's only, like I said, it's only a short walk, which I was really impressed by because that's the first time I've ever connected into the Melbourne International. I went to Pickett's for lunch and had this horrible chicken parma that was probably the worst meal I had on the whole trip, and it cost me like $30 Australian, which is like, in hindsight, was probably one of the cheaper meals that I had in the whole trip. This place was just filthy. I was waiting for the check-in desk to open. I was like 6 hours early. I just had this massive fear of like missing the flight, so I got in there really early. But yeah, the chicken, it was like rubber. It was like a breast implant. Plant. Chips weren't bad. Salad was alright, it was a bit warm. But yeah, total rip off that joint. Whatever you do, stay the way away. Still well away from Shickets at Pickets or Shittets, I don't know. At yeah, I'd give it 1 out of 5 caged chickens. Caged chicken farms, 1 out of 5. Horrible. Worst meal of the trip. Anyway, so I was looking for my flight. My next flight was from Melbourne to Delhi on Air India. This is the start of the trouble. A lot more trouble was to come. So I thought I'd have wet the whistle while I waited for the check-in desk to open. And it was opening soon. All the Indian people were lining up. And anyway, I got in, checked in well. I got into the Air New Zealand lounge. Free beers, nice cheese. It was a nice lounge. They had showers and that sort of thing. It did feel weird though, being in the enemy's nest. But I was very excited at this stage, as you can see. But not knowing what was to come. What was to come was horrible. I'd probably give the Air New Zealand Lounge three hidden communist agendas out of five. Yes, very clean bathrooms though. It's nice. Very quiet in there. Very quiet. A good selection of wine and beer. I didn't want to film all that because it was like everybody's looking at me with that massive camera. Look how excited I am. Anyway, so my trip now was taking me Melbourne all the way into the Northern Hemisphere, into the subcontinent in New Delhi, India. So, what am I doing here? I think I was just checking the time and that. That was my flight there, Delhi, 8 o'clock at night. So it had already been like 12 hours at this stage. I had been traveling, so it's weird. Even flying 3 hours, it takes it out of you traveling. It's very funny, strange thing. Yeah, this bald Indian man, very shiny, sick hairdo though, very squeaky. This is my on the way out of the lounge, the way to boarding, and this is where things I noticed already a culture shock. I hadn't even left Australia yet, but the Indians have their own ways of doing things. Nobody really lines up. Everybody was covering like the priority like lineup and that sort of thing. And I got champagne, nice on the plane. This is things were good at this stage, like they were loading me up with full of like booze and that sort of thing. But this is when things went south.
We don't want to talk with you actually.
Why don't you go and off then?
You go. How can you slap?
Yeah, it was his
How
very
can you
own
slap?
Air India's. How
How
can
can
she
he
slap?
slap? How can he slap me?
How can you slap?
How can he slap? Yeah?
How did you enter?
Yeah, this is where things got bad. So she got kicked off the airplane. I think something mentally wrong with her, but she basically didn't want to sit in the seat. She wanted to sit in the seat that she was assigned to, but they wouldn't let her because it wasn't working or something. Yeah, I got in trouble for filming. Anyway, so at this point I stopped filming because things went bad to worse. She got kicked off the plane, and then the next thing, we sat on the tarmac for a bit, and then we were about to take off, and they cancelled the flight. So basically, there's something wrong with the engine. We taxied to take off, and then we turned around. We sat on the tarmac for about 4 hours, had dinner, and then they said, apologies, the flight has been cancelled. So, yes, it was very disappointing. Um, yeah, I definitely rate Air India like one diarrhea failure out of the next. Anyway, so this is the next day. Um, yes, I thought things were over, so I stopped filming, and then I started filming again because it got better. I found flights the next day thanks to my dad. He sort of got me back on the wagon a bit because I was very down in the dumps. Definitely the lowest point of the trip. But anyway, so we're back on the way to Melbourne Airport in the afternoon. So at this point, things had changed because I had a like a bigger bag, carry-on bag that I was taking. So now I was going from Melbourne to Qatar, and then from Qatar to London. I was supposed to fly into Birmingham from Delhi, and then now I'm flying. But I had to get a train into Birmingham. So basically, I dropped all my stuff, and I basically just was carrying a backpack now with a laptop, camera, and like an extra t-shirt and a pair of undies. And then I was at the Maharaba Lounge, and it was alright. The Air New Zealand Lounge was better, but it was alright. Like the bit disappointing. I'd probably give it 4 oil drums out of 5. 4 Saudi oil drums. Jetstar, also known as the Death Star, or Shit Star, or 2 Star. Whatever you want to have it. But I will say this, traveling with a backpack makes it so much easier. Like, I was able to fly through security and that sort of thing, which makes, like, all that stuff is very painful for somebody like me who's not very patient with those sort of things. So I was on the way down out of the Maharabla Lounge, um, onto the plane, and I was excited again. Things were picking up. I had a few beers in me. Um, yeah, that's the 2 stars for Jetstar, communist airline. Um, yeah, so I was lining up for the plane now. I was just like excited that I was going again because I honestly all hope was lost in my head, but I my dad managed to regather me to go again.
My name is Diana.
But she's offered me champagne here.
That was 30 minutes approximately. Can I offer you for that?
I wanted a beer to start with.
For the alcohol, I can only offer champagne.
I only offered champagne.
With a rosé.
She said brut or rosé. This is how much of an idiot I am. I said, yeah, whatever you have. She's like, no, brut or rosé. Now I know the difference. I didn't even know what brut was. I always saw it on the label. Now I know. And they had the Quran on the plane too, the Holy Quran. This is one biggest thing I learned about the UAE is you can bend the truth in the name of Muhammad, or Qatar, that Middle Eastern area. You can always bend the truth in the name of Muhammad. Yeah, so I was listening to that. It's a bit strange to listen to, but it's pretty cool. And then I was on the plane for about 5 minutes, and I already got a date, so that was pretty cool. Yes, so then I went to sleep pretty much straight away, and then I woke up and then we were almost landing into Doha, which was cool. Look how far I travelled. Yes, and then I was transferring. Doha Airport is like pretty cool. It's like a whole garden inside the airport. It's pretty nice. Anyway, so I wanted to get a gym workout in because at this point I was like, I needed to get some excess energy. So they had a decent gym. It was like, actually it's pretty bad. They only had like a few small free weights, and I was just it was about 20-30 minutes of exercise just to get the cobwebs out. I had a steak and some sushi. It was nice, very good. And then, yeah, we're on the way to London. This is my first time, I think, ever on an A380, which I was like, it's a big bird. It's massive. Might have been when I was a kid, I just wouldn't remember, but definitely, I was on the top deck. It was cool. And I got a burger and chips. It was always wanted to have a burger on an aeroplane, and this happened to me out of nowhere. Anyway, I went to sleep, woke up. I'd give Qatar Airways 5 bent Qurans in the name of Muhammad. They were very good. Very, very good. Not stingy at all. Not like those communist airlines we have in Australia. Yeah, Anyway, so I was just cruising through security here. I was very like nervous. I wanted to make sure I made my train, but I was very early. I had to get the train into like London Euston into the city centre, which is very easy, by the way. Their train network is very impressive and affordable for what you pay for. And then I had to get the train to Birmingham, so yeah, I was cruising at this point. Yeah, I got my train ticket. I booked it online and everything. It was so easy. You just put like the booking reference in and then they just print them out straight away. So yeah, so I was like going to Tottenham Court Road and then I had to switch to London Euston. So
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
everybody in London was so angry though. Everybody was so angry. Nobody's happy there. I can see why though. It's a horrible city. Yeah, so I was switching now. Now I was on the tube. The tube is cool. It's scary though. It's very loud. And it's so like below ground. It's very claustrophobic down there and stinky, but it's cool. Very cool. Chicken tikka. You should have a chicken tikka. Yes, so this is London Euston. So the weather was like, just like, it just felt like Melbourne. It just felt like I was in Melbourne the whole time. It was warmer there too. It was like, it was nice. The weather was alright. It's just like a Melbourne like autumn or something, like an early autumn. Yeah, cheeky Nando's. Yeah, train station was massive. I was alright filming out the front, but I think once I went inside, I tried to film inside, and the security guard was like, "Oh, you can't film in here. You got to go get permission." So I was like, "Alright." So I just pretty much, this is where I got in trouble. Yeah, and then everything goes to phone after this for a bit, and I was starving at this point as well. So I went to Sainsbury's and got like a bacon bap and sausage bap as well. See what they like. You buy booze at the Sainsbury's. And it's the bacon batty at first. It was alright. It was good. No sauce though. It was a bit dry, but I was starving, so it wasn't too bad. I reckon the sausage batty was better though. The sausages were a lot juicier. No sauce though. I don't understand why no sauce, but it wasn't bad. It was alright. I'd probably give it like 2 royal family sex scandals out of 5. And now we're on the way to like New Street, Birmingham New Street, and stopping in Coventry. So this is where like there's all these metalheads on the train and stuff. I saw Wee Man. You'll see that later in the video. I saw him at the concert and stuff. Anyway, so basically fast forward. Now I was finding the hotel. I was lost. So was very close to the train station though. But this is one thing I noticed as soon as I got off the train in Birmingham. Everybody was a lot nicer. It's definitely more of a working class city, and the people there are a lot more helpful. They have better accents, and like, yeah. London was horrible. Nobody there wanted to help you. And then I found it. The bin chicken. I've been looking for you. It was a tiny little room, but it was enough. It was clean. It was all I needed. I wasn't really spending much time in it, and the view was immaculate. This is me. I was very excited. I had a quick shower, changed my shirt, and just basically went straight to the concert. I went to Aston Station, which is close. You know, Aston Villa, the football club. You can see all the fans now, so things were getting excited now. And I went to the Aston Inn to have my first attempt at splitting the G. Guinness tastes amazing. It's horrible what we have back here. Yeah, that was a shit first attempt, but my attempt's got a second attempt here. You gotta take a really big sip, more than you think you need, but not too much. You need like 2.5 sips almost, 2.5 big sips. Yeah, it's a beautiful little pub. I think that's where all the fans go to drink before the games. Yeah, and that's Villa Park there. It wasn't too far the walk. It's like a 3 or 5 minute walk. I spent a lot of time in Aston after this anyway. I thought it was a really cool little suburb. So the lines are massive to get in, but the lines move fast. So good on you, Sharon. There's Dave Mustaine. Yeah, so with London, pretty quick, we got in there straight away, and at this point I was like, whoa. I think it was Anthrax playing when I walked in straight away, and the guy, Scott Ian, he was like probably the best, I'd say, all day at replicating Tony Iommi's riffs, which was pretty cool to hear, but yeah, I think it's Anthrax, or or jaw or something. Yeah, so it's like £45 for and like £90 for a hoodie. It's like, come on, Sharon, you could do better than that. Straight on the beers, pints as well. These are alright. They had heavy beers too, which I found wild. And I was on the waters straight away because the drinks were so strong. Not what I'm used to here in North Queensland. But it's good, they had free water pretty much everywhere too, so you could stay hydrated. Yeah, Lamb of God was good. They were cool. That's the first time I ever heard them. Birthplace of heavy metal, Birmingham. Yeah, it was a great turnout. It was awesome just being there. Like, at this point I was just like, you know, it's hard for me to really remember all this stuff, I think, because I was sort of in that mindset of just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I got here. Because yeah, Youngblood was awesome. He's probably the best singer all night, I reckon, besides Aussie, obviously. But yeah, he stole the show with this one. He's like, everybody reckons he's like Freddie Mercury, but I reckon he is, like, the way he, like, it just reminded me of Freddie Mercury a bit. But yeah, he's great. Covered Changes on Black Sabbath Volume 4, which is a great slow song. But yeah, he was killer. I was very impressed by him, and I did not expect him to be there too. And I knew he was. I could do like some of his own music. But yeah, he's from Stoke-on-Trent in the north, I believe, or no, Norfolk or something, somewhere in the north. Yeah, so he's got that northern accent. Not Stoke-on-Trent. Robbie Williams is from there. Yes. Yeah, but he was killer. It's unreal. Yeah, everybody getting a drink here was just like crazy. I teed up with these two guys from Nottingham, Declan and Declan. They took care of me. There's Declan there getting the drinks in. Sneak out the front. Lines were just ridiculous. Like, going to the toilet and stuff was crazy. But Tom Morello was sick too. He was killing it. Steven Tyler was there too, the king of the nonces, of the rock and roll nonce. He was good though. He was decent. So like one cover or something, like one Aerosmith song. Yeah, but Tom Morello was sick. Just an old man as well came on the stage and started playing the guitar. I don't know who that is, but I think he's famous. Travis Barker showed up too. That was cool. Isn't it? During the drum off, they had like super groups come on, so they'd have like, yeah, this is a super group. So it's like Tom Morello on guitar, Chad from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and yeah, king of the rock and roll nonce. Jason Momoa was hosting as well. It was cool. And Tool came on. They were very loud. They were good, but I think they could be a lot better. But I think that's why they almost didn't do the show, because I don't think it was up to their standards of like. I think they do a lot of indoor shows and that sort of thing, and I think they like their shows to be their way. So I think they sound a lot better when it's their shows. And they couldn't. The longest song they played was like 46 and 2, which is only like 4.5 minutes. You know, some of their good work's like 10-minute songs, but they were still cool. It's cool to see them. It's really cool to see Danny Carey, and he came out later for the drum off, which was great. They're crazy, man. People in the middle. I don't know. I don't get that thing where you go in the middle and you like push each other and stuff. Is that Slayer? I don't know. Yeah, and this guy, people just started passing out at this point, lying on the ground. Like, I think people were just going way too hard, way too early. They had no stamina. And then, oh god, not Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose needs to retire. He was horrible. He just butchered Junior's eyes, man. The only bloody that Slash really saved it for them. He was the savior. Yeah, he butchered it. Oh my god, he butchered Sabbath's bloody Sabbath. Is that Sabbath bloody Sabbath? Yeah, Slash was cool to see though. He's still in good form. He's cool, man. Like, and then Metallica came on, they were awesome. James Hetfield was awesome, man. They were all good. Lars was cool. It was cool to see them. Robert and Kirk. They were awesome. They were so cool. I'd love to go see them live when they come to Australia. I think their whole show would be cool. They play about 6 songs. Their covers were good. Yeah, Johnny Blade was good. I was surprised they played that. It's Wee Man! Singing Master of Puppets, yeah.
I'm Wee Man, and this is the cheetah.
Ready? Aim. Fire.
That's when I think of Wee Man, I always just think about the cheetah. Yeah, they were great. They were awesome. I never really liked the song Master of Puppets, and then I heard it live and I was like, oh, this is actually a great song. So, yeah. Credits to them. Sometimes it's weird, you hear songs like on vinyl or you hear them live and then you go, I actually like this song now. Yeah, and Aussie came on. This was like awesome. I loved his chair too with the bat. Zach, it's cool to see Zach too. Awesome. Yeah, I love you too, Aussie. We're not worthy. Yeah, Mr. Crowley was. I did not expect him to play Mr. Crowley, but that was awesome. That was cool as well. He's menacing. Yeah, man. This is when things like I was very excited at this point. He's playing Crazy Train. Awesome. Just like I was just so psyched to be there at this point. I don't really remember much now because like I was just so like it's like playing rugby, like in a rugby game, like you're so like focused on what's happening that you just don't really take it. It's hard to remember it, you know. It's such in the moment. I remember bits of, I still remember it, but it's just I don't like. Yeah. Anyway, this is like Black Sabbath was coming out now. This is what I was here for, you know. The original lineup, like their last show at Villa Park, where they're from, the birthplace of heavy metal. Everything was leading up to this point. And I was here. I made it. Coolest thing ever. Greatest rock band of all time. In my opinion. He's taking it all in at this point. So cool. I can't believe I was there. I still can't believe I went. It was on the other side of the world. Yeah, the little pre-thing I had before they came out, that was such a cool like edit. Whoever made that was a good job on them. Credits to them. It's cool as well, like the way they planned it where the sun was coming out, because it was late too at this point. It was like 10:30 at night, you know. So it was great how like the sun was coming down, but War Pigs to start with, sick. And then NIB, this was like, oh my god. I was like, my jaw was just like on the floor at this point. Geezer ripping NIB on the bass. It was just like, oh my god. I kind of wasn't feeling too much because like, I just wanted to take it all in. But like, yeah, everybody was just, oh my god, it's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. Totally cool. I was just like, I can't believe I'm here. Could not believe it. And then Paranoid to finish off. They did Iron Man apparently too, but I don't remember that. But yeah, they did 4 songs. I thought they did 3. Yeah, this is trying to get home now at Western Station. It's just hectic. Tried to get taxi. Somebody tried to charge me £60. Anyway, so overall the concert was great. One thing I did find out is that Aussie used to actually, it's the first time he's ever in Villa Park, and what he used to do when he was a teenager is he used to, like, when they had soccer football games there, he used to get a shilling to watch people's car, so that's how he made some money on the side. But that was, the whole concert was just amazing. Anyway, this is the next day. I was walking past this randomly, and I was looking for this too. This is the Crown. This is where they played their first gig. But I think they'll turn it into a pub or something, or like a memorial at some point, I reckon. It's a bit of a money spinner for the city. But yeah, this was just... And there's so many metalheads walking around the next day. Just the vibe of the whole city was just, like, awesome. And you can bend the truth in the name of Muhammad. The select and stave. I love that, how you can buy beer at like 24 hours and it's the only people that sell it are the Muslims. You can really bend the truth in the name of Muhammad. Anyway, it's like pissing down now. And I was walking along here and I was looking for the Black Sabbath bridge, and again I stumbled across it, and I got a photo and everything. I met this guy from Bulgaria. He took the photo. Good on him. I forgot his name, but yeah, thanks man. Black Sabbath IPA. I had to try that. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, but... actually it wasn't. It was like maybe 11. Yeah, I'd probably give it 4 out of 5. Osborne family members. Sorry, Amy. Yeah, I went back to the Aston Inn because I just wanted to go see Aussie's childhood home, so I thought I'd go back there and see. There was a few metalheads still there, and I had to go split the G again. It's getting better. I was getting there. But yeah, I was still like just running on like fumes at this point. I was still so hyped just to be there and everything. I hadn't slept for like properly for like 4 days now. 4 or 3 days. 3 or 4 days. 4 days. So yeah, this is Aston, which is pretty cool. That's, yeah, the park, Aston Villa. Beautiful stadium too, like nice, cool, old school like stadium, like old school. Somebody on the train said it's one of the oldest, like it's still got the old school like football stadium where it's not like a round stadium, it's like just square, like it's just got 4 wings on it. Yeah, this is Lodge Road, so this is Aussie's street that he grew up on, and that's his number 14. So I spoke to his neighbour and everything as well, and he was saying how Aussie wrote his name. Real name's John. He carved in the brickwork there. That's Aussie's back alley. A few little kitty cats up there. But I spoke to his neighbour, and his neighbour said he used to play football on the street, and Aussie used to blare his music from the top window when he was like 12 years old. So when the neighbour was 12 years old. So anyway, so there's a rugby league game on at just down the road at Perry Bar. This is where they had the Commonwealth Games, the stadium. So it's about 300 odd, not even, maybe 100 odd, 100 and 200 odd people there in this game. It was a League One game. So I started going for the Hurricanes, but then I started talking to some Rochdale Hornets fans, so I started going for them. But it's a good game. It's just like watching an A-grade game back home. Yeah, then I stopped for a perler. I went and saw the truth in the name of Muhammad again, and I found this little mural. There's only one villa. Yeah, Aston Villa's cool. Back to the Aston Inn. I had to split the G again. Had to do it. The guy at the bar was pretty cool. He was very nice. Get in there. Yeah, back to Aston Station. Yeah, one of my favourite albums, Wing Sings AC/DC. Yeah, Aston Station. It's just like a little Glen Huntly Station or something in Melbourne. So funny. Literally looks exactly the same. Yeah, so anyway, I went to bed pretty much after that, and this is the next day, nice and wet at like 5 o'clock in the morning. My whole sleep schedule was just like abysmal. Yeah, it was cool to see like this little square area where they had all the Sabbath albums and like the little bit of history and that. It was so cool how the city like sort of like embraced that, and it was good to see too. You know how like the Beatles have Liverpool, where like everybody in the city they might not necessarily like the walkabout. They might not necessarily like music, but they like embrace it as their own because they're proud that it's from there, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, so I was back at the afternoon. I just kept going back to this pub. I just loved it. Still trying to split the G, not giving up. Yeah, still not getting it. Not good enough. Yeah, and I went past this too. It said John Osborne. That was Aussie's name and his dad's name, and I thought it was his dad's grave. But then I looked at it, and whoever it was died in the 1800s, so it couldn't be his dad. But I figured it's probably one of his relatives or something. So I put my hand on his grave and I said, "Bless your seed." So yeah. Anyway, bending the truth in the name of Muhammad again. Yes, and then this was probably the best meal of the whole trip. I went to this Jamaican restaurant and I asked the lady to give me whatever she thinks I would like, and she gave me jerk chicken and peas and rice, and it was amazing. It really like made my stomach like just settle in. Very lovely, the Jamaican community there. I'd probably give it 5 perfectly rolled doobies out of 5. Yeah, it's Whitton too. This is the other end of Aston, so it's like sort of two stations. Sort of like yeah, like you know, there's some stations like that in Melbourne where it's like a massive suburb. I think Bentley's like that. It's like Patterson Station and Bentley where you've got like 2 train stations on either end because the suburb's so big where you can, which is cool. Really cool, I thought. Some chavs. It's a nice day. Yeah, and I found a village near the hotel. I thought that was cool. This is the next morning now. Things are. I wasn't really filming as much now because it was the hype sort of died off. But yeah, this is my having English breakfast. That was awesome. That was great. Made by a French man. This is me on the way home now. It's like checked out of the hotel and just spent the day in like Birmingham, just like walking around and stuff. And there was Michael Jackson out just like dancing on the street. Just loving life. Yeah, the sun was out that day too. It was warm. It was really warm. But like everybody was embracing the weather. I went to Ale and Pie. I wanted to try pie and mash or whatever pie and chips before I left and some curry sauce. So I got yeah. Beautiful place, beautiful pub. Expensive but beautiful. And the beer was warm too. It was strange. Beer was warm. Yeah, but this is the meal. It tasted delicious. Yeah, the curry sauce was great. We do the same sort of thing back home. Probably give it 4 out of 5 Brexit geezers. Yeah, anyway, so I was on the train home. Back to London now. Pretty boring stuff. Yes, I had to get the train back to London. And then I was flying into Singapore. And then from Singapore to Brisbane. And then straight to Mackay. So the layovers were pretty short too. 3 hours in Singapore and about a couple hours in Brisbane, so it wasn't too long. Yeah, anyway, so I was at the domestic transfer. Yeah, pretty much fast forward. Nothing really exciting happened after this, except for this Chinese man struggling with his luggage. probably going to go to hell for this. And that's about all she wrote, really.
You're everywhere and nowhere, baby. That's where you're